Defining which state has better fishing than another isn't an easy thing to do because there are just so many components in what makes a place great to fish. A person's opinion on which state is best is highly dependent on personal preference and experience. Some people prefer saltwater fishing, others like freshwater, some like salmon, some like bass, some like rivers, and some like lakes. I wanted to really dig in and research, then rank each state based on the factors someone might use in claiming that one state has better fishing than another. I scored the states one by one on each of the elements that are often correlated with good fishing. And these are the metrics I consider to be most influential in ranking each state on the subject of fishing. Miles of river, total number of lakes and reservoirs, miles of coastline, whether it's ocean or Great Lakes. I also included a ranking on fish diversity, the percentage of public land in the state, the number of fishing licenses purchased, and also the licenses purchased per capita. I also posted several polls to allow my subscribers to vote on the subject, and then made a ranking using the data that you all gave me as well. I can say that some of the results were what I expected, but I can also say that I was genuinely surprised with how high some of the states ranked, and also surprised at a few of the states that I thought would be in the top 10 that just weren't. Each state received a score of 1 to 10 for each of these categories mentioned previously. A 1 meaning that they ranked number 1 out of the top 10 states, and a 10 meaning that they ranked last out of those states. Alabama is known as one of the best bass fishing states in the country. Places like Lake Guntersville, Pickwick Lake, and Walter F. George Reservoir are all popular bass fishing destinations, and for good reason. Alabama has a very small coastline compared to the other states on this list, somewhat limiting the saltwater fishing, but it still has access to saltwater, and it's actually the most diverse state in the country for freshwater fish species. Notably, the diversity of black bass species, with the spotted bass, largemouth, smallmouth, Alabama bass, red-eye bass, and shoal bass. Of the 10 ranked states in this video, Alabama was ranked last for fishing licenses sold per capita and was also low in the subscriber poll. But still, coming in at number 10 in the country is a very impressive feat. I'd love to go to Alabama someday and fish and snorkel the basins in the northwestern corner of the state, as the diversity of freshwater fish in those rivers and streams is just truly astonishing. At number 9, we have South Carolina. The state offers a perfect mix of freshwater and saltwater action. Lake Murray and Lake Hartwell are go-to spots for trophy bass, while coastal estuaries and the Charleston Harbor provide excellent opportunities for redfish, flounder, sheep's head, and even sharks. Offshore, anglers chase mahi-mahi, sailfish, along with other deep-sea fish. South Carolina's year-round mild climate makes it a paradise for fishermen looking for a variety. This state ranked high in fish diversity for both freshwater and saltwater, but it did rank low in miles of river and total fishing licenses purchased. Next up is North Carolina, which, as you might expect, has very similar attributes to South Carolina. However, North Carolina ranks higher in almost every aspect of physical geography, with literally thousands of miles of coastline on the east shore and the Appalachian mountain streams in the far west. Jordan Lake and Lake Norman are popular destinations for bass and crappie, while on the coast, saltwater anglers target red drum and bluefish, and offshore anglers target tuna and marlin, along with many other species in all those places. North Carolina's mix of coast, rivers, and lakes makes it a true fishing hotspot. Wisconsin is simply a freshwater paradise. It has over 15,000 lakes and over 84,000 miles of river. The state offers incredible fishing year-round, even if it's through the ice. Many Wisconsin lakes and the Wisconsin River are famous for walleye, and the lakes in the far north are known for muskie. Lake Michigan provides excellent salmon and trout fishing, and the same applies for Lake Superior, which borders Wisconsin in the north of the state. Wisconsin is ranked high for lakes and reservoirs and fishing licenses per capita, but it was surprisingly low in the subscriber poll, which I found to be interesting. The massive size of Texas gives the state a diverse fishing profile. With huge reservoirs like Lake Fork and Sam Rayburn, Texas is a mecca for trophy largemouth bass. But the state's Gulf Coast is equally impressive, with Galveston and Corpus Christi offering world-class redfish, speckled trout, and other offshore species like king mackerel and snapper. The Rio Grande also offers some unique fishing for different species in a desert climate. Texas just combines freshwater and saltwater fishing on a scale few other states can match. The one thing that the state definitely struggles with is access through public lands, as it is one of the worst states in the country for that metric. Michigan borders not one, not two, not three, but 4 of the Great Lakes, and it's just packed with waters inland as well. It's pretty hard to be far from water if you are in the state of Michigan. The state boasts world-class salmon and steelhead runs in several rivers, while Lake St. Clair is considered to be one of the best smallmouth fisheries in the world. Muskie, walleye, and lake trout are also staples of the state of Michigan. Michigan's mix of pristine wilderness lakes and legendary Great Lakes cements its place high on this list. Now, to be totally honest, I did not expect to see California ranked this high, but the more I looked into it, the more I was convinced that California is a top fishing state, as it just has all the qualities. The state is truly unmatched with variety. The Sierra Nevada Range offers pristine mountain lakes full of trout, while the Sacramento River is famous for salmon and sturgeon. Southern California has reservoirs like Clear Lake and Diamond Valley Lake, which are hot spots for largemouth bass, and offshore anglers can chase tuna, rockfish, and even marlin out of San Diego. From the delicate golden trout of the mountains to the giants of the Pacific, California really does have it all, and when it wasn't originally on my mind for being in the top 10, I definitely believe it deserves to be in the top 10 after looking into it. Minnesota is known as the land of 10,000 lakes. When it comes to fishing, the state is just an absolute freshwater giant, with incredible walleye, northern pike, and muskie fishing. Minnesota boasts several world-famous lakes known for producing big fish and fast action. Ice fishing is also a big part of the culture of life there, with anglers setting up villages on frozen lakes during the winter. If it came down to strictly freshwater fishing, it's my opinion that Minnesota would rank number 1. However, just like Wisconsin and Michigan, it does lack that access to saltwater fishing, but regardless, it's still just undeniably one of the very best fishing states in the country. Pretty much all the states in the Midwest have awesome fishing, but in the polls I sent out, you guys really made it known that Minnesota was top tier. So I believe that these final 2 really just come down to personal preference. They were both just so close in the ranking scores, and one did technically score higher than the other, but it feels kind of silly to rank one over the other because they're just so remarkable in such different ways. Florida bears the title of being the fishing capital of the world. The entire state is surrounded by water, both inside and out. From the Florida Keys to the Everglades to Tampa Bay and the Atlantic coast, Florida delivers everything from tarpon, marlin, and sailfish to a huge variety of freshwater fish, both native and non-native. Florida's climate allows for species from all over the world to thrive, and due to an insane amount of invasive species, you can catch various species from Asia, Africa, South America, and even Europe without ever leaving the state. Now, environmentally, that is a nightmare, but nonetheless, it's still pretty amazing when you think about it. I have to admit, I thought Florida was going to come in first, but the scale was just barely tipped against the state when it came down to the subscriber poll, as there was just one other state that couldn't be topped, and as many of you have probably already guessed, that state is Alaska. No other state captures the wild, untamed spirit of fishing quite like this one. Famous for its legendary salmon runs on rivers like the Kenai and the Copper, Alaska also offers massive halibut, trout, grayling, Arctic char, and even northern pike. When it comes to physical geography and public lands, Alaska just absolutely blew every other state out of the water. Whether fly fishing in pristine backcountry streams or out on the ocean battling a halibut the size of a door, this really is fishing at its most epic. Alaska is the ultimate destination for anglers who want not just fish, but adventure. I can truly say this from experience, as my wife and I went to Alaska a couple years ago, and the experience was just truly surreal and magical in every way. It was amazing. Some close runner-ups that I felt were a shame just to leave out entirely include Georgia, Virginia, Ohio, Tennessee, Oregon, and Washington. If I learned anything from making this video, it's that pretty much every state could make a case to be one of the best, as there's just such a wonderful variety of amazing places in this country. If you appreciate videos like this, please support me and subscribe. Thank you, and I hope to see you on the next one.